Hi, and welcome to another one of my album reviews. My name is Christian Eschbach, and today I'm going to be doing something a little different. I'm going to be taking a look at a soundtrack. I'm not going to look at a lot of soundtracks, but I will definitely be looking at some from time to time. This particular soundtrack I'm looking at is because this is a soundtrack that actually inspired me to look into different bands, look into different music, and just in general, it is a great collection of songs from, I hate to say it, a great favorite animated movie of mine. Ready? Heavy Metal. Oh, that's right. Heavy Metal. That's right, man. Great music and animated titties. What can you say? Fantastic movie. No, seriously, we're going to completely ignore. I love the comics. I love the stories in the comics. Yes, male pornographic fantasy, blah, 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 blah. Let me tell you, the way that the dudes are drawn, there's a lot of female pornographic fantasy in there too, okay? But, anyways, not the point. I want to get to this album because this album, it's about the music, man. The collection of songs on here is diverse for its time period. It flows nicely for what I like to do for my reviews. Covers a nice selection in there. And the most interesting part is there's only maybe one band on here that would actually be defined as heavy metal. Go figure, right? But let's get into this heavy metal music from the motion picture. First off, I really wish they could do a digitally remastered version of this whole entire album, but every band would have to digitally remaster those particular songs or whoever owns them, and such a pain, unfortunately. Some you can, if you go online, you can find some of these digitally remastered if you listen to it that way, but what I would recommend, well, I hold the CD in my hand. I would recommend get the vinyl. This is one that should be on vinyl, totally appreciated on vinyl. That was the way it was meant to be done. But anyways, okay. I digress. Let's move forward. So the album opens up with Sammy Hagar, Heavy Metal. I love Sammy Hagar. And, everybody during the Van Hagar days, the legendary debate. Oh, you take the Sammy side, or you take the Van Halen side, or you take the David Lee Roth side. Nah, I took the Sammy side. I was always about Sammy Hagar, him working with Eddie Van Halen. All right, whatever, who cares? I love Sammy Hagar, and the song Heavy Metal is it's a great, fun, flat out song, man. And it's the Red Rocker doing what the Red Rocker does, man. And he's giving it to you, man. He's celebrating. He's partying. He's having a good fucking time, man, because it's heavy metal. All right. Try and keep the potty mouth to a minimum, but sorry, this is just one of those albums where you get excited. From there we go to Riggs Heartbeat. Not a song that necessarily stands out that, I go, oh yeah, Riggs Heartbeat. Oh yeah, I want to hear that song today. But when I've got this album going, man, it really is a great tune that's on here. Can't say anything bad about it. From there, Devo. Oh, Devo, man. Okay, Devo, I don't own any Devo. I should own Devo. So if there's anybody out there that could suggest some Devo albums I should pick up, suggest some Devo albums to me. I'd like to pick them up. But not greatest hits either. Tell me an album I got to pick up from Devo. But we got Devo working in a coal mine. I love this tune, man. Working in a coal mine, working down, 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 working in a coal mine. Woo! I'm gonna get that. It's such a fun song, man. It really is. And Devo's really good that way. I like that about Devo. Devo always makes songs sound interesting and fun. I don't always necessarily like their interpretation of a song, but I really like working in a coal mine. It's a great tune. It's really fun. Blue. From there, sorry, I said there was only one metal band on here. I was wrong. Sorry, there's two. And I apologize. Blue Oyster Cult. Veteran of the Psychic Wars. Now, this was actually my first experience with Blue Oyster Cult. I had, aside from Godzilla and Don't Fear the Reaper, okay, everybody knows those songs. No cowbell jokes. Anyways, Veteran of the Psychic Wars is phenomenal. It just, the drumming. I mean, that's what captivated me about this song is the way the drums were being played. It was just like, oh yeah, because there's just such a. If you see the movie Heavy Metal, I know I didn't want to do this. If you see the movie, you see the scene that it's played in. It's interesting in that scene. I personally would love to see an anime video done, in the heavy metal style specifically for this song, based on the interpretation of the lyrics of this song. Because the one thing I love about Blue Oyster Cult, after I discovered, after this song, obviously I went on to go discover other Blue Oyster Cult. And what I love about this song and other Blue Oyster Cult songs is their sci-fi element. They weren't the fantasy, well, there was some too fantasy in there, but they weren't into the whole, you know, the other cliche, the barbarians, the dragons, the this, that, and the other. It was sci-fi, man. There was aliens and, extraterrestrials and psychics and these giant battles and stuff like that. And Veteran of the Psychic Wars, man, is just such an amazing tune. Really should get played more. It really should. It's one of those deep cuts that should get played on the radio a lot more. And I have a digitally remastered version of it because I've got BOC remastered albums, and it's a work of art. It really is, I think. From there, we go to Cheap Trick. I love me some Cheap Trick, man. Cheap Trick is another one of those bands. They are a really fun band, man. And the song I'm going to hear is Reach Out. And it's a good tune, man. It really gets you going. You just want to cruise to this song. A lot of this album, you just want to kind of cruise to, man. You get in the car, you put it on. It's a road trip album. This is a great, in the old days, you get a sound, you put together a bunch of mixtapes or whatnot to go on a road trip. Man, this was great for road tripping. You just put it in and let it go. When you get to Reach Out, you're totally into it road tripping at that point, man. It's fantastic that way. From there, we got Don Felder, Heavy Metal Taking a Ride. Oof. Now, 2 tracks on this album, basically called Heavy Metal. 2 completely different sounding tracks. Sammy at the beginning with Heavy Metal, and then you got Heavy Metal Taking a Ride. Don Felder's tune here, man, is really, really cool. It's really spacey. It's really out there. It's a use of effects, but not overuse of effects, just to convey the theme and the message. And it's just totally wicked, man. Like, love listening to that tune. Really do. It's a fantastic tune. After that, we got Donald Fagen, True Companion. Nope. That's one of those ones where no, I'll let it go on the album, let it play through, but not my type of tune, not what I want to listen to. It's one of the songs on this album that I hate power ballads, I hate super ballads, I hate ballads, I hate meh. No. Okay, then the album picks right back up again. We get to Nazareth Crazy, a suitable case for treatment. I love Nazareth. I love Nazareth, man. I have got such a spot in my heart for Nazareth. Now, typically, I'm a Nazareth Greatest Hits fan. I really don't have a lot of Nazareth albums. I really should invest more in Nazareth albums. I love Nazareth. They're a great band. I love Crazy, man. It's great, man. They get going on that song. It's just so much fun. It really is. From there, we get into another Riggs tune. Riggs got 2 tracks on here, man. That says something. I don't know what, because really, outside of these 2 tracks, I don't know much about Riggs. Radar Rider, though, man. I like Radar Rider. Radar Rider is actually a really good tune, man. I look forward to it when it comes on this album, man. But it's another good tune for cruising, Just gets you going. Oh, Journey. Mixed feelings about Journey. I do. I have many mixed feelings about Journey. Uh, on here they use the song "Open Arms," and the song "Open Arms" is the reason why I like to sometimes very much go against Journey. That ballad thing, man, just nope, 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 nope. Not a fan. But I will say this. They picked the album right back up by using some Grand Funk Railroad, man. I love me some Grand Funk. Grand Funk's awesome too. They used the song Queen Bee on here, man. Oh, Queen Bee is just like so much fun, man. Grand Funk. I mean, I think one of the reasons I appreciate Grand Funk so much is, being Windsor, Ontario, I was exposed so much to that Midwest rock and roll, Motor City rock and roll, stuff like that. And Grand Funk being, I believe Grand Rapids, Michigan. Well, they weren't a Detroit band. They still got their fair amount of, Detroit radio play and stuff like that. You gotta love Grand Funk, man. They lay down tracks that are just such great hooks and grooves. I mean, Homer Simpson said it best, I wish I could think of the actual quote off the top of my mind, but just you gotta love Grand Funk, man. Wait, and we're back to Cheap Trick again. Cheap Trick got two songs too. Once again, I love Cheap Trick, and this particular track, I Must Be Dreaming. It's a really cool tune. It really is, because it starts off really kind of out there, mechanical, odd, and weird, and it finishes out kind of the same way. But it's really kind of, for Cheap Trick, it feels like a very experimental kind of song to me. It's not, when you look at Cheap Trick, they're very kind of pop rocky in a lot of the ways they sound. Now I love them because they're not true blue pop rock, but they know how to write good hooks, and they know how to write a good tune, and they know how to get great songs on the radio. And I Must Be Dreaming is not, I don't want to say it's not radio friendly, but it's not a typical radio kind of song. But it's a great song on this album, and the way it flows on here, and I like putting it on mixtapes and stuff like that, because the way it flows in a mixtape, it just kind of picks up like it's this hidden track somewhere and kind of fades out at the end, and then it's like it picks up with the rest of the album. It's an amazing tune. I really love it. Check it out. Just that song alone is worth checking out. Okay, now Black Sabbath. Mob Rules. Oh yeah. Okay, so I've got a thing about Black Sabbath. Let me be very clear. To me, Black Sabbath is Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler, Bill Ward, and Ozzy Osbourne. Okay, no, sorry. Yeah, gotta have a little fun. This version of Black Sabbath is the Heaven and Hell version of Black Sabbath, which is with Ronnie James Dio. I don't remember off the top of my head if this album was one of the ones that Bill Ward was on or not. I know he was on one of the two Dio Sabbath albums. Now, nowadays, there's the complete distinguished difference between Black Sabbath and Heaven and Hell. That was something that was completely done when Ozzy did the reunion stuff and did the new album with Black Sabbath. I'm okay with that. That's perfectly fine. I like that distinguishing, because Dio with Bill Ward, not Bill Ward, sorry, Geezer Butler and Tony Iommi is different than Ozzy and Bill Ward with that group. There is a difference. There is a change in sound. There is a dynamic, and they are completely different songs. I love Mob Rules. Mob Rules is a great tune. It is fantastic. I mean, Iommi just kills it with the riff on that one. He does. Check it out. Don Felder, back to him again, man. Got another tune. All of You. This one I think just kind of blends in for me on the album because for the life of me, I'm trying to think of the song and it's just not popping and it's just not catching me there. Then we go to Trust with the song Prefabricated. Yet another song where it's a deep album cut on this soundtrack, but I really doesn't click anywhere else. And then the album finishes with Stevie Nicks' Blue Lamp. Okay. I will let Stevie Nicks do the nice, softer, mellower, pretty songs. And the reason why I let Stevie Nicks do that is Stevie Nicks has got a wonderful voice. All jokes aside about her sounding like a goat, I really do like Stevie Nicks' voice. I may not appreciate the necessarily slow mildness of all of her music, but the woman does sound really pretty. End of story. So, that is Heavy Metal, the motion picture soundtrack. Pick it up, folks. This is music legacy album, you know. But pick it up on vinyl. If you can find it on vinyl, get it on vinyl. This is, I would get it that way, you know. Like they're never gonna do. I really don't believe they're ever gonna do a full digitally remastered version of this album. It's not gonna happen. There's too many different artists, too many different record labels involved, etc., etc. It's just not gonna happen. But if you get it on vinyl, you can appreciate it the way it was originally done, and you know, just crank that baby up and enjoy. Anyways, that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Love you all. Peace. Take care. Hit the subscribe button for notifications. Leave me comments. Suggest albums. If you want to suggest albums for me for any of the bands I have mentioned on this soundtrack, please do. Except for Blue Oyster Cult and Black Sabbath. I'm pretty adept on both those. But any of the other bands that have been mentioned, you're like, hey man, you should check out this album from this band. Do it. I'd like to hear what you got to say. So then, have a good one.